Welcome to today's live stream. I am your teacher, Robin Shaw. I hope everyone can hear me and see me. So I'm using the new program again. So we are live. Let's check the chat room. Okay, I see Pallavi's here, Layla, Sleepwalker, Anna Maria, Lolly Lolly. Welcome. Eunice. And Layla, thank you for telling you can hear me and see me. That's good to hear. And I tell you, everyone, I am tired. It has been a long day. I had to wake up at 5 a.m. this morning, and I met Lee, and went we went picked her up. I took her to the studio. We did some filming. It was the first time Lee Holland and I were working together. It was great. Uh, we filmed for about 4 hours, and then we had lunch, and then she met another friend, and then we had dinner. It was a long day, long day with teachers and filming. All right, we have wins here. Stephanie Foster, Stella Channel. Welcome. Yeah, woke up early. Oh, Mariam, hello, my favorite teacher, Mei Fong Chi. Welcome, Mei Fong Chi. And if can't speak English, if anyone has any questions, let me know. Let's go to the board. I'll talk about my. Let's get rid of this. 5 a.m. This is my routine today. Wake up. I can't even type. 6 a.m. I picked up Lee. And then 7 a.m. we were at the studio. And from 7 to 11, we filmed English videos. And from 11 to 12, we had an early lunch. And then Lee was busy all day. Lee doesn't live in Seoul yet, so she had things to do. And then we met again, I think around 7, maybe 7 to 9. We had a dinner. And then she had to go back to her. She lives in another city in Korea, so she has to catch a bus. She's probably on the bus right now, sleeping because it was a long day for her and both of us. All right, let's check the questions. Hello, Uncle. What have you been filming about? Um, we filmed some videos. We filmed because Lee is a new teacher. I did 100 questions. So usually with new teachers, I do 100 questions. So on my Shaw English channel, you could always see 100 questions. And then she taught a beautiful video about poetry. So she's going to teach how to write a poem. She's going to teach about poetry. And she talked a little bit about verbs. And what else? I can't remember. A few small things. Uh, when will I upload these videos? Well, maybe in a month. Takes me about a month. 100 questions I'll probably get up in a month, something like that. Oh, you don't want to see that. What am I doing? There. Okay. Layla, he gets stressed easily. He gets nervous easily. What is the difference between them? Well, stressed, stress and nervous are different words. These are not the same words. So go to the dictionary, which I'm going to do. They are not the same words. Yes. Just get the quick answer. So stress is pressure or worry caused by problems, and nervous is copy paste. Anxious about something or afraid of something. So, okay, what is anxious? Maybe you want to know. Anxious, feeling worried or nervous. All right, getting so you might be right here. Yeah. Nervous and stress are not the same thing. Stress is some sort of pressure on you, and nervous is more you're scared of the situation, and it's making you feel uncomfortable. A nervous situation can be stressful, but they are not the same words. So, in your sentence, he gets stressed easily. It's talking about stress, and he gets nervous easily. It's talking about being nervous. They're different words, they have different meanings. El Khan, love from Pakistan. Thanks. Your great work. You should say thanks for your great work. Oh, that's from Facebook. Thanks a lot. Thanks for your great work. Thank you very much, sir. And oh my God, teacher Lee, ma'am, really teach on your YouTube channel. Yeah, she will. Dora Lee, yeah, she'll be there. I can't believe it. Yeah, I love poetry. Really? Do you really love poetry? Zakaria. Hello, everyone. I'm happy to. Here, where's a good size? Just me off screen. About that. Hello, everyone. I'm happy to be part of this online class. I want to know what is the title thing. It's just ask a question. If you have an English question, let me know. I would like to see that video. I love poetry. Yeah, you'll see it soon. Oh, you're supposed to be exhausted. Then hopefully you can carry out this live stream. I think this will be a shorter live stream. Zakaria from Canada. You're in Canada? Where in Canada? He can do that. Who is he? He is Superman. That is not me. I am not Superman. That's really great. Thank you. I feel they are similar in some cases, especially in this example. They're not. These two words, stress and nervous, are not the same word. What's Robin? What do I have to say? What city do you come from? Which city do you come from? Both are okay. You're gonna hear people say, "What city do you come from?" I would say, "Which city do you come from?" is more of a choice, but you're gonna hear both. This is the second time using this new program, so I'm still used. Okay, so let's see. The which city usually means there's some sort of choices, like 10 choices. Well, here, if I have fingers and I have 10 fingers, I would say, which of these fingers is the biggest? So when we use which, we usually have a selection of cities or a selection of something. So if you say, which city does he come from? Uh, the selection could be every city in the world, or it could be a small a selection of 10 cities. But you could just say, what city does he come from? Both are okay. I wouldn't worry about that. Oh, Mark, yeah. Well, that's an interesting question. Um, Spontaneous. These are good words. Spontaneous. One thing I don't like this program is I can't copy the question and paste. I have to kind of write the words again. All right, spontaneous and impulsive. Good words. Good question. Um, I'm going to get the right from the Oxford Dictionary definitions to help me out. Spontaneous and impulsive. Copy paste from Oxford, my assistant teacher. Or Oxford's the teacher. I'm the assistant of Oxford. All right, let's take a look. So spontaneous. If something is spontaneous, it's not planned, but done because you suddenly want to do it. So when you spontaneously do something, you did not plan it. You just suddenly, I'm going to do this. Just suddenly decide I'm going to do this. So it's kind of a spontaneous action. No plan to it whatsoever. Uh, Impulsive, similar family, not exactly the same word. And impulsive is acting suddenly without thinking. Okay, not planned here. It says without thinking. That's similar. So acting suddenly without thinking carefully about what might happen because what you are doing. Uh, so what is the difference between spontaneous, just a sudden action, impulsive? I would say impulsive is a little stronger. You're doing something, uh, and impulsive is usually a negative. Spontaneous, I would say, is more neutral, but impulsive is kind of a negative word. You're doing something impulsively, without planning, and maybe it's not a good thing. So when we use shopping, now you put spontaneous shopping and impulsive shopping. We usually don't use spontaneous with shopping. What we're going to use with shopping is the impulsive, which means, yeah, suddenly you want to buy something without really thinking, and maybe it's not a good thing to buy it. So maybe I'm going on Amazon .com, and I want to buy that without thinking. I just want to buy that right now. I like it. I'm going to buy it, and maybe it's expensive. Maybe I don't need it, but suddenly I want to buy that. I want to buy that. It's kind of a negative react or a negative. How can I? how can I explain that? And I'm the teacher. I should be able to explain that. Just I'll keep it simple. Yes, suddenly you want to buy something, and that's probably not a good idea. So people who just suddenly buy stuff without really thinking, is this a good decision? We call them impulsive shoppers. We usually don't use the word spontaneous with shopping. It could be used, but usually we're going to use shopper or impulsive shopping. Spontaneous, just that action. So yeah, spontaneously, you could say I decided to go to the park. So suddenly, I didn't plan it. Just spontaneously, I went to the park. Sajid Khan, nervous equals confusion. No, it doesn't. No, nervous is not confusion. I learn everyday English, or I learn English every day. That's the same thing. You're using every day as an adjective and an adverb. So this every day is an adjective. Let's use as blue. And adjectives come before the noun. So after every day, the adjective, we have the noun, English. So we're describing English, everyday English. This is English that I will use every day. I learn English every day. This is our adverb. We're talking about time. So uh, the here it's an adverb. So it's associated with the learn part. This is before the noun. The everyday, it's an adverb, so it's associated with the learn. I learn the verb every day. And this is two words. This the as an adjective, it is one word. So uh, 99% of the time, 99% of the time, every day is going to be used as an adverb. It's going to be two words. That's more common every day. But sometimes we use it as an adjective. Uh, if I made a sentence, my everyday is boring. No, boring. My everyday life is boring. So I want to talk. This is the noun, my life. I want to describe my life. I have to use the adjective every day. My life, and this every day means usual, common, routine life is boring. And if I said my life is boring every day, that's two words. Uh, talking about each individual day. Hope that helps. I'll get on the bus at 6 p.m. Okay, let's move on here. What does this say? I'll get on the bus at 6 p.m. I called my boss yesterday. Can you pronounce bus and boss? Well, bus, excuse me, boss. Because I can't manage it. I can't do it. I'm going to get the IPA. So again, I go to my assistant here, Oxford. Bus. And we're gonna get boss. We're gonna take a look at the IPA, the phonetic spelling for American style. And you can see right here. All right. So in the IPA, these two words, the B and the S, are the same. but the middle vowel sound is going to be different. So let's work on that vowel sound. The first case, uh, bus, bus, bus. And the second case is aw, ba, boss, bus, boss, boss, bus, boss. I know maybe some of you, that's the same word, Robin. You're saying the same word. Trust me, it's not the same word. That vowel is different. That vowel sound. Bus. Look at my mouth. Bus, bus, boss, boss. Hope that helps. All right, let's move along. Robin, I have a question about the word awestruck. Okay, I checked the dictionary, so I know the description, but into Russian, the words is so many which synonym. Let's get the definition up here so everyone. Awesome, awestruck. Okay, there he is. Awestruck. Feeling very impressed by something. Yep. So you're impressed. Is language. Usually we might express this as see their example sentence. Yeah, I don't like their example sentence. I'll just make. So I was awestruck by his English ability. So in this case, awestruck, same as what the Oxford Dictionary says, impressed. So I was impressed. So if you want a close synonym, impressed. Strong, I just a very strongly impressed. Like wow, I was awestruck. Wow, by his English ability. So is it similar to admire? Uh, kind of, but that's not really the synonym of it. And what else do you have here? Impressed? Yes. Respect? Not really. Venerate, worship? No. I think the key word is just impressed. From okay, Quebec. Bonjour. You're learning French in Quebec. I learned I'd love for you to come with me, but shouldn't we say I'd love you? No, I'd love you come with me. No, to come. I'd love for you. Every sentence is going to be I'd love for you, uh, and you need the infinitive to verb. I'd love for you to. I'd love for you to come with me. I'd love for you to clean your room. I'd love for you to study English more. So the base of the verb. I'd love for you to eat healthier. I'd love for you to take a vacation. Carol, Medina, I'm from the Philippines. Hello. Welcome. The city I live in is beautiful, but not as much beauty, but not as beautiful as the city you live in. Uh, yeah, but you cannot say much beauty. There's no such thing as much beauty. So this is wrong. You got to say the city I live in is beautiful, but not as. beautiful, right there. So the not as the as part is just this your comparative not as beautiful. That time it was the same. I guess it's just a new microphone. I think maybe the position of the microphone is very close today. Lolly lolly. We fought about food. We fought over food. That's the same meaning. I would say same meaning. Lolly lolly. We fought about food. We fought over food. I like we fought over food better, but I think it's the same meaning. Let's make a writers mini contest in the group. It's a good way to write and improve our English. I don't like competition. Competition makes people jealous, angry. People always complain if I have competitions. Some people, Anna Maria, I'm sure you love competitions and I'm sure you like to win competitions, but students, the students that lose don't like it. So I don't like the word contest, competition. There must be better words. And then if there's a contest, what's the prize? Zachariah Kolabali. Teacher, what is the difference between guide and lead? Well, this is a dictionary question. And I don't really like dictionary questions. No English teacher likes dictionary questions because this is uh, an easy question for you to solve yourself. It's up to you. Don't always just refer or ask the teacher. So I'm going to go to the dictionary. And this is what you should do. I'm going to get guide. Guide is a verb, and I'm going to copy right from the dictionary. Guide and lead, and as you know, they're very similar words. So we'll get the lead as a verb. Copy lead. Oh, capital. And let's make it the same size so it fits on the screen. Let's make this blue. Let's make this purple. And let's take a look. Guide. To show somebody the way to a place, often by going with them. To show somebody a place that you know well. All right. To show somebody the way to a place, go with them, and to show that place. Lead. To go with or in front of a person or an animal to show the way or to make them go in the right direction. Okay, so guide and lead. Lead means guide is kind of going with them to show them, and lead them is you're kind of very similar, but lead would suggest you can be with them, but you're kind of taking them to a place. Sometimes in the sentences they may mean exactly the same thing, and sometimes they're a little different. So, of course, when we're talking about tours, we use tour guide. We don't say tour lead. We'll say tour guide. So we know we're talking about tours. We use the word guide. The tour guide will take the people to show them. Lead, uh, especially with animals, you lead the animal. You take the animal to the park. You lead the animal. You take the animal to the park. Uh, if I said, Let's do a conversation. Mom says, um, my bike. No, we'll start with son, not mom. Son says, bike. My bike is broken. All right, mom. Where is it? Son. It is still in the park. Mom says, lead me to it. So in this case, the mom is, my bike is broken. Where is it? It's still in the park. I didn't bring my bike home. It's in the park. And mom, lead me to it, which is kind of take me to it. So you go back to your bike. I will follow you to your bike. Uh, so I'm going to follow you to your bike. And now we could say guide me to it, but that's a little strange because guide is more related to tour guide. This is not about a tour. So lead me to it. You go there, I will follow you, or take me there, I will follow you to the bike. You know where your bike is, I don't know, so I will follow you. So lead is more like that. So I hope that helps between guide and lead. Just use tour guide as if you have other sentences, let me know. Teacher, I want to ask that is using translation English a bad thing? Or teacher, you really don't like a student? Yeah, don't use a translator. So if my student, if my student uses, there's a difference between checking a dictionary and using a translation. So if my student uses a translator, their score is F immediately. Immediately. So if my student had to write an essay and they went to Google Translate, so they wrote their essay in Korean, they went to Google Translate, they translated uh, the essay, yeah, F. They got F. If they translated one sentence, F. They got F. Uh, so yeah, there's no room for Google translation in learning English. You have when you're writing, you have to write yourself. Now, of course, there's some words you got to change, check the dictionary. So if you change a word, but a translator, if I catch any of my students using translator, it's F immediately. F. You fail. You have to write, not the computer. So I'm very strict about that. And Pallavi, you know about strict. I'm strict. I'm a strict teacher. That's not strict. It's basic, I would say. He tried to propose to marry her, oh, but something happened on the street at that time. Could we ask her or suggest her instead of proposed? We use propose, and you don't propose to marry. We would just say he tried to propose to her. Okay, so this would be the sentence because we know that this is about marriage. Anytime says he tried to propose to her, it's we're gonna think marriage. Excuse me. If you're not talking about marriage, he proposed to go for coffee. All right. This is different. This is not marriage. He wants to go to coffee. Okay. In this case, yeah, you can say he suggested. He asked her. So proposed, if you're not talking about marriage, is suggested or asked her. But if it's just dealing with marriage in a sentence, he tried to propose to her. I know this is about marriage. And if it's about marriage, we don't really use suggested or asked her. Well, you can say he asked her for marriage. I guess you could say that. He he, tr- he tried to ask her to marry him. It's a little more words, not tired. Tried. But this would be more common. We would just say he tried to propose to her. But it is possible you say this, but this is a little awkward. Impulsive, like an addiction. No, no. An addiction is, yeah, addiction. Impulse could be part of an addiction, but they're not always the same. But yeah, it could be a part of an addiction. Okay, I'm like 20 minutes behind. Sorry, students. I got a lot of questions today. He behaves subtly. You need an adverb here. This is adjective. He behaves. This is again. This is an adjective, not an adverb. You need adverbs here, which would be subtly and tactfully. Subtly, subtly, subtly. Oh, there's no e in the adverb. So he behaves subtly. He behaves tactfully. Can we say that those sentences have the same meaning? No. So we have to, again, this is a dictionary. So I'll just go subtle in the dictionary. And tactful in dictionary. Let's take a look. Just copy, paste. So I would suggest first you learn the difference between adjective, adverb. Okay, here is just uh, the adjective forms. So subtle, not very. Let's worry about the pronunciation because this word's a little tricky. Subtle. That B is silent, so you never want to say that B. Subtle, no B sound. Subtle. And if we go to the IPA, very important. You you can see in the IPA, there's no B. Subtle. There's that again. Subtle. So subtle is not very obvious. Not easy to notice. Tactful, careful not to say or do anything that will annoy or upset other people. So I'm looking at the definitions from the dictionary, and we can see there's differences. So subtle is not very obvious, and tactful is careful not to say or do anything that it will annoy or upset people. So they do not have the same meaning. Mei Feng Chi, what is the best way to remember spelling? Writing, not typing. Well, you can type, but I suggest handwriting words. A lot. What's the difference between sometimes and sometimes? This is a Nadim Akhtar. Why am I getting so many dictionary words today? Go to the dictionary. Sometime. Copy. Paste. And what's the other? Sometimes. Sometimes. Copy. This hard to do? Is this hard to do? Okay, sometime at a time that you do not know exactly or has not been decided yet. Sometimes, occasionally, rather than all of the time. So at a time that you do not know, okay, so I'm going to copy, paste. Tell you, if my students in my classroom ever asked me about dictionary words, they're not going to get as good score. You got to do some of the work, guys. You just asking an English teacher dictionary words is not useful. Wasting dictionary, wasting teachers' time. All right. So we have example sentences. I just copied everything from the dictionary. So you had the power to do this. So why am I doing this? I want you to have faith in the dictionary. You have to learn how to use the dictionary. When you learn how to use the dictionary, you can speed up your learning process. Okay, so I saw him sometime last summer. So at a time that you do not know exactly. So it was last summer, but I don't know. I don't know exactly. Sometime last summer. It might have been July. It might have been August. It was sometime. I do not know exactly. Sometimes is occasionally. Sometimes I go by car. Occasionally I go by car. Okay. Nadim Akhtar, I think you could have figured that out. Karachi. CB. Oh, CB. Hey. What's one quote or piece of advice that has completely changed your life? I don't know, CB. You tell me. Gui, hello. Tran Thao, Vietnam. Can you pronounce flower and flower? Okay, so again, Oxford Diction. This is Robin's dictionary time. Flower. IPA. We're going to use American. And flower. We'll use American. And then put the IPA. So when you put this IPA, you can, so this is the sound of the word and this is the sound of the word. So, hey, this is easy to figure out. I don't even have to say this word, but I know this word, looking at the IPA, will sound exactly the same. Flower. The very day a note came from the gentleman. Do they use very before day? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they do. So I think that's a little bit old English. Well, no, you want to emphasize day. I met her that very day. Yeah, you want to. Sometimes we say this in English. Emphasizes day. That's a good question. So let me get a better sentence. Won the lottery, but what am I going to use that very day? Uh, I bought a car, but I don't know. Example that very day. I can't think right now. That very day. Here, let me check my assistant Google. Very. Just checking. I'm cheating here. Looking for. I don't know. You guys bring me an example using that very day. You want to emphasize. You want to emphasize day. All right, I got to move on. Sorry, Layla. I don't have an example. Oh, Layla, I'm still confused about exactly the difference between I used to drink coffee, I get used to drink coffee. Why is that difficult? Used to happens in past, happened in the past, but not now. Used to. Get used to, or be used to, equals familiar with. So I used to drink coffee means I do not drink coffee now. I get used to drinking coffee as I'm becoming familiar with drinking coffee now. Are my sentences correct? I didn't used to stay awake until late. I didn't, no, 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 no. What are you doing? Layla, are you tired? There is no used to. Breaking my computer. I'm so excited. Where did you get used to? Where did you get this? Nobody's teaching used to. That's impossible in English. There is no use to. So there is only used to. 100% of the time. There's only this. So let's check your expressions. I didn't used to stay awake until late. No. I didn't used to take a taxi. Yes. I didn't used to look after kids. Yes. You're talking about the past. I didn't used to stay awake until late. Okay, that could work. So those things you didn't used to do in the past, you got to have that D. There is no use to in English. Connected speech. Andrino Reyes. Ooh, I'm about 25 minutes behind. Sorry, I got to move along. Uh, so is it just said love? No, no difference. What are you talking about? Why is there a difference between love and like? You know the difference between love and like. Connected speech. How much? Homework is uncountable. Many is used for countable, and much is used for uncountable. So, how many chairs do you have? Why is this purple? Let's get it to black. How many chairs do you have? Chairs is countable, so we use many. Homework is uncountable. How much homework you have? Homework is uncountable. Question 2, can I say I only have one homework? Uh, I only have one homework. Can that count homework? So usually we add the word assignment. Assignment is countable. I only have one homework assignment. Robin, do you have tips or advices? Okay, advice is uncountable. We cannot say advices. Advice. Learn phrasal verbs. Yeah, reading. They're boring, and I always get confused. You need if you want to if you want to master phrasal verbs. Nobody likes these answers, but these are what you need to do. This is what you need: extensive reading and listening. You cannot memorize phrasal verbs. There is no human who is ever going to memorize all the phrasal verbs. There's thousands upon thousands of phrasal verbs. And if you're serious about phrasal verbs, you need extensive reading, like a lot of reading. No joke. There's no easy way to learn phrasal verbs. This is advanced English. And if you want to master all the phrasal verbs, and I don't think you need to master all the phrasal verbs, but if you do, you need extensive reading and listening. There's no quick way with phrasal verbs. No quick way. Those are difficult. That's advanced English. Start reading, extensive reading. Reading and listening is input. You need a lot of input to because phrasal verbs, one phrasal verb, get up. Get up can have so many different meanings depending on the context. It can mean, wake up, which is the most common one, but it could mean other things too, depending on the context. There's thousands of phrasal verbs, thousands. Sorry, Anna Marie, you don't want to hear that answer, but phrasal verbs is not easy. Robin, do they translate in a good way without errors? Google Translate? No, whenever someone translates Google Translate, it's very easy to spot. Very easy. In 2 seconds, oh, Google Translate or another translator. It's a little bit strange English, but it follows a certain pattern. It's There is a way to write and translate, and the teacher cannot know, but I'm not going to teach that way. Hey, am I catching up? What time is it? It's 24, and I am still far behind. Okay, sleepwalker. Yeah, I'm very, very tired. So today is grumpy teacher. What are you doing? Why are you asking that question? Why don't you check the dictionary? Brahim Oketu. Hello. Sorry, teacher. Is this sentence correct? I'm sticking with this new TV series. Yeah, sticking with kind of idiom. So I'm sticking with. I'm going to stay with this TV series. So most of us will get F because yes, everyone gets F today. Everyone in chat, your score is F. Grumpy Robin, no A plus today. Tell your mom I got F in Robin's English class today. Harry 300, go somewhere or go to somewhere. Go to some places, go some places. Thanks. Go to. Uh, well, if you made a sentence, I go to the beach often. I often go to the beach. That's often in the front. Now you cannot say I often go to the beach. Um, we're gonna say I go. He needs to go somewhere. Oh, if we just focus on the somewhere, it would be somewhere. He needs to go some. He needs to go to somewhere he can have peace. Okay, this will be needs. Uh, yeah, the dictionary is not allowing us. So grammatically, when we're using somewhere, yeah, we don't want to. The dictionary is going to say no to. If you're using somewhere, if you're using a like a real location, he needs to go to the beach, he needs to go to the office, he needs to go to the bank. We're going to use that go to. You're using somewhere, needs to go somewhere. So he needs to go to some places. Well, you're just using the word some places. Needs to go some places. Oh no, I don't think that was. He needs to go. The dictionary is or the grammar checker here is allowing both. He needs to go some places. We don't actually say that sentence, so that's why I'm confused. He needs to go some places. Why would you say that sentence? He needs to go some places. He needs to go to some places. I think both could be possible depending on how you finish the sentence. But definitely you go he needs to go somewhere. He needs to go to some places. He needs to go some places is possible. You really need to bring in full sentences, not just go somewhere, go to somewhere. You got to put out the full sentence and then it can make sense. We would have already been prepared for the exam and passed with flying colors without a dictionary. Yes. Yeah, my brain is cloudy. Which one correct? Which one is correct? 7 years old, 7-year old, 7 days or 7 days. Okay, this one's easy for me. He is 7 years old. He is a 7-year old. All right. So if you want to describe his age, he is 7 years old. So we're describing his age. Um, so in this case, like an adjective. Yeah, it's an adjective form. He is 7 years old. You're describing he adjective. Here we have this noun. We right away we know it's a noun. So I put this hyphen here to show you that this is acting as a noun. He is a 7-year old, and a 7-year old means a 7-year old child. And this one, he is noun again. He is a 7-year-old child. Okay, but the noun is here. So what is this? This is an adjective again. You're confused? And this is why it's confusing. So this is an adjective. This can be noun form. This can be an adjective form because it's describing the child. Adjective, child. So this is the common way. He just describing the age. He is 7 years old. But I can say it as a noun. He is a 7-year-old as a noun. So it's treated like one word. And he has a 7-year-old child. This is an adjective acting like one word. So 7 days. Well, uh, it takes 7 days to drive to Chicago. It's I forgot the it there. It takes 7 days to drive to Chicago. Okay, it's a 7-day drive. So right here, this is acting as an adjective. This is the noun. We have we know there's a noun. And this is the drive is a verb, but in this case, it's acting as a noun. And then this would be your adjective. It's a what kind? It's a drive to Chicago. What kind of drive? A 7-day drive. So you're going to see here, here is the S. But when it's acting as a noun or an adjective, there's no S. Here is the S. It takes 7 days. But here it's acting as an adjective. There is no S. Hope that helps. That's a whole lesson, Dewey. Ms. Erna. Okay. Mohammed Shams. Teacher, I want a website help practicing a real conversation between me and another person. I don't know. I sorry, Mohammed Shams. I don't know a real website. That's a tough one. I use WhatsApp for that, sending voice notes. If is it you will get used to drink coffee or you will get used to drinking coffee? The second one. You'll get used to drinking coffee. Drinking coffee. Okay. Thank you, Layla. Layla gets a C. Everyone else is an F. Layla gets a C today. Okay, so she wrote the very day that I joined Robin's group. I'm going to just shorten this. I made a friend. Uh, the very day, so the same day, you want to emphasize day that I joined Robin's group, I made a friend. And you said, then I made many friendships. That's okay. Yeah, you used it correctly. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Could native speakers know people who use? Yeah, I think so. I know. When I've been teacher for over 20 years. I have edited, checked thousands and thousands of essays and paragraphs. And Google Translate does follow a pattern. There is a certain pattern of words, and I can detect it immediately. So sometimes I can see it's the whole writing sample, but sometimes I can see, oh, it's just one sentence. So for me, it's really easy for Korean to, if the student writes in Korean, changes it to English in Google Translate, it's so easy for me to catch that. So easy for me. Hello, teacher. Stick with is more correct to say stick to. I'm going to stick. I think stick with and stick to is the same. Stick with this font. Going to stick to this font. This one. It could mean the same thing. I think in this case, stick with might. It's just. I'm going to stick to this font. I think I'm going to need to see more examples, but I think it's pretty much the same thing. Amel Bamus, yes, hello. How come everyone's saying hello? I said hello to most of you earlier. To go and to come are confusing. Go and come back. Teacher, give some advice to me about how to get good marks in exams. Hey, diligence. Be diligent. You study. You spend the time to study. Okay, I'm catching up. I'm catching up. Was there about 30 minutes left? Were there about 30 minutes left? Oh, geez. Sleepwalker. Ask this question at the beginning of the live stream when I'm fresh, but now we're, over an hour and you got me. Was there about 30 were there about 30 minutes? I'm gonna say number one. Was there about were there about uh, I'm gonna check in Google. Was there about that? I'm not gonna answer that because that's gonna require a little research. And yeah, I'm sure you came across both versions of that because that's a difficult question. And I'm trying to figure out which one's more natural to me. Was there about 30? I think number one is more natural, but number two looks grammatically correct. Uh, I don't know. I can't think about that one, Sleepwalker. Ask me again, beginning of another live stream. What is basic grammar in English? Hmm, basic grammar. Uh, you have to know subject and verb. I eat. That is basic grammar. Subject, you or I, and verb. I eat. Okay. And maybe we need an object. I eat pizza. Now we have subject, verb, object. And then you might say, I eat delicious pizza. So now we have an adjective coming before a noun. So subject, verb, adjective, noun. And then I eat delicious pizza happily. All right. So now we have an adverb describing our verb. So this is basic grammar. You know the parts of speech. That's basic grammar. I think you know basic grammar, Pallavi, because every time you type something, you're using basic grammar. Okay, thank you. Yeah, we'll finish up soon. I'm not gonna reply to everything. Learning English is entertainment. Oh, you got a lot of grammar problems with this sentence. Learning English is entertainment, and I'm getting to fall in its love. I'm getting to fall in its love. I am falling in love. In live. I'm falling in live. I'm falling in love with English. There are many hard parts. Learn yet. I feel happy when I speak English. Okay, that's fine. Actually, I have lots of problems, and I'm going to take admission in college after 2 months. For this mission, I give an entrance exam. Okay, I'm going to fix up your grammar here. On entrance exam. Remember, this is an E. We should start with on. Uh, Pallavi, you got to study. Every country has entrance exams, and they require a lot of study. Okay, Layla fixed her grammar there. Good for you. Yes, I was confused a bit. I'm confused too, Sleepwalker. And Sleepwalker is my name right now. I'm sleepwalking because I'm so tired. Yeah, Sleepwalker. Uh, what's worse than F score? Um, Kicked out of the class. Sleepwalker, you're kicked out of today's class. Mariam, I think there were only 3 minutes remaining. Oh, yes. Okay. So Mariam helped out here. So, like I said, grammatically, it works with the were. So grammatically, it's with the were, but you might in Sleepwalker in your question earlier, you might hear native speakers use the was. Uh, and that might be they're using it wrong. And like I looked at it, like I said, the was seemed more familiar, but the were look grammatically correct. And when Marianne brings in this sentence, yeah, were right there is correct. Professor, when does this lesson start? Every Sunday, 13:30 London time. I am not in London. 1 plus 1 is 2, or 1 plus 1 equals 2. Both are okay. Both are okay. So math question 1 plus 1. Now that sign is an equals sign. So 1 plus 1 equals 2. But certainly you might hear someone say 1 plus 1 is 2. So this is officially the equals sign, but both ways are okay. So you're asking which one is more natural or more common? I think both are okay. 1 plus 1 equals 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. I never had that question, Harry 300. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. Thank you, mother. All right, let's finish up. This was one of my longest live streams. I was so tired. I thought I'm going to do a 30-minute live stream today, and I ended up doing 1 hour, 15 minutes. So if you enjoyed this live stream, please like it right now. If you're on your phone, move, hit the like button. Uh, Facebook like. Well, I can see who liked it on Facebook. Sukant, Ameln, Bomus. Oh, there's a lot of people that liked it that didn't participate. Well, if you're watching, great. All right. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Sorry, I was tired today and grumpy teacher, but sometimes uh, grumpy teacher is needed to get the students' attention. All right, thank you. I'm reading your comments. Mariam, good to see you. Oh, Lolly Lolly, bye. Dewey, Erna, goodbye. Pallavi, thank you. And Layla, thank you. All right. Goodbye, everyone.